What is up, you guys, and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. In this video, I will be talking about how to pass your theory test for the first time. So if you guys have reached a stage in your life where you want to start driving, you know, get your first car or whatever, the first thing you have to do is book your theory test, and you have to pass your theory test. So I will be giving you guys some tips and some advice on how to pass. You can't start driving, you can't even book to have a driving lesson, you can't go with a driving school unless you have passed your theory. So the theory test is broken down into two sections. So in the first section of the theory test, the multiple choice questions, there's 50 questions and you can only get 7 wrong. I got 5 wrong. The second part is the hazard perception test. The hazard perception test is basically just you watch about 14 video clips, and they're just about a minute long, and you have to spot the hazard in every clip before it actually happens. An example would be, I'll be driving on like a normal road, and there would be kids playing like in like a little field, and then one of them kicked the ball in the road. Boom, that's a hazard. Click. It's easy. But the 50 questions, I mean, that one actually requires you to actually study. There are some questions on there that you actually have to know, because especially with the signs, some of them look very similar. So what actually helped me was this, the all-in-one driving test. I mean, these are very inexpensive. This itself was actually harder than the actual test. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, there's everything on here. The theory test has a perception, practical test. There's everything on here. On the back, the complete theory test right there. And you can actually just like download everything on your computer. And even when I was on my way there, I was still studying the questions. When I wrote up in there, it was like, it was easy given that I studied. Tip number 1, study, especially the signs, because some of them did look kind of similar. So you don't just have to get this, you can actually get, like, there's apps on your phone as well. So even if you're like on the bus, or if you're on break or something, you can actually just do some of the mock questions on there, and those were good. So let me tell you about my experience. So my mom dropped me off there, and I had my laptop, so I was still studying and all that. And when I reached there, it was pretty early. It was like 9 something in the morning, and you have to arrive there 10 minutes earlier. So I was there, I went to the reception, I went to the lady, told her my name and my test and all that. And she gave me a key, because they had like lockers there, and you had to put like all your belongings in there, your phone. If you had like a watch or like a bracelet, you had to put it in there. They called my name and what computer that I had to go on. And then there's like these little, they're like post thingies, wall thingies. Y'all know what I'm saying. Before I began my test, I had to pray. I had to make sure that Jesus was there with me. I mean, the first set of questions, I was actually looking around like, is this for real? Like, the one question was like, what color is grass? What color is the sky? They started asking me like the tire tread depth, and some questions of the highway code, and some signs and stuff like that. And I was just like, lucky I studied. I mean, you have to study. Some questions on there, it's common sense. They give you scenario questions. If you don't study, then I just Another tip would be to don't overthink, because that's what I did. If I didn't overthink, then I probably would have got less questions wrong. I mean, in the multiple choice, I got 5 wrong, and you can only get 7 wrong. So if I didn't overthink so much, I probably would have got probably 2 wrong, to be honest. And then the second part was the hazard, and they gave you a video to watch that tells you literally what to do. If you failed that part, then you probably just didn't watch the video, because that video tells you what to do. There's no way you can fail that. So tip number 2 would be to just relax, just calm yourself. Like, if you took tip number 1, which is study, then tip number 2 is to just calm yourself. Like, you know the answers, you have more than enough time to check it and go over. You'll be fine. So when I was done, I went to the bathroom, whatever, and then I went to the lady, and then she just handed me the sheet. She gave me this. Congratulations, you have passed your car driving theory test. Was I surprised? No, because the Lord was with me and I passed. You must pass both parts to pass the driving theory test. So I got 5 wrong, 5 incorrect answers for the multiple choice questions. Well, for the perception, you can't really get them wrong. You just have to, because it's on a scale. When you click, it's on a time frame. It marks you 0 to 5. And if you click at a certain point, you probably might get a 3. So they mark you between that, if you know what I'm saying. Just make sure you spot the hazard before it actually happens. Tip number 3, if you do fail, don't give up. I mean, if you do fail, then the paper that the person gives you back, the ones that you got incorrect, just like work harder on those questions. But the advice that I'm giving you and the tips that I'm giving you, you won't fail. I'm telling you, this actually came in handy. I'm not even kidding. This was actually harder than the actual test. I mean, you won't fail as long as you study, as long as you calm yourself, as long as you just reassure yourself that you know what you're doing, and just relax and just breathe, and yeah, I got this. Like, be confident in yourself and don't overthink at all. And given the advice that I've given you, you will definitely pass first time. I honestly do hope that this video did help you, and I hope that you pass your theory test, and you better study. You better study, for real. So please like this video, please subscribe, and if you have any comments or anything that you just want to tell me or anything you want to ask me, then go ahead and just leave it in the comment section below. My next video will be how to pass your practical driving test for the first time, so be on the lookout for that. Bye!